It's Matt and Chris sitting here in the same room at the same time doing another draft. We're down to the final four of our badass animal bracket. And if I could toot our horn, the final four are all the four number one seeds.
It's the first time in any bracket we've done so far. Yeah.
I know. We got the tiger, the great white shark, the gorilla, and the grizzly bear. So any predictions on that one?
I talked about this a little bit last night as we were talking about all the four ones he's made. Can you believe it? I think great white shark is going to be tough to beat, but I did look back at like the polls for the Tiger Wolf matchup, and Wolf was rolling, and Tiger won pretty healthily over Wolf, which that was probably the strongest guy that didn't make the final four in performance. So maybe I'm underrating Tiger. I think we're going to get great white versus grizzly. I don't know who would win that one, but I guess I'd put my money on great white shark. How about you?
Okay, I want to go gorilla. I think intelligence is underrated when it comes to badassery in the animal kingdom, and I think gorilla has the edge. Not Adam Copeland.
It's when I was looking up like pictures and short clips of gorillas, like there are just sometimes and you like see its face and it's so human. It is so similar to like looking at another person. And I was just like, oh my God, this is definitely like related to me. We have very much in common. We are not that different.
Right. It's getting a little toasty in here. It's going to be almost 90 today, so I'm going to bust this thing off. So what are we doing here today, Matt? We're going to be drafting this new bracket, but what is this bracket?
We're drafting a new bracket, and this was an idea we've talked about a little bit as kind of another, more in the lines of like most badass animal, a little off the wall, a little bit more fun. Oh, we got a chatter here. Shout out to Craig Werner, who's here live for this video. He wants more clothes coming off Chris. So maybe
is someone chiming in. What's up, Craig?
But Craig, you've joined us. Chris is having me explain that we are going to do a bracket, 64 items, the worst things. You just interpret that how you will. I'm sure Craig out there is immediately his mind is spinning with some really terrible worst things. If we struggle to pick some stuff, struggle to pick some stuff, very welcome from audience suggestions in the comments and things like that. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I do. One thing we talked about a lot, and I've given it a lot of thought. I've been back and forth. Hey, I am as pro free speech as person you will find. So when it comes to, I'm so American, dude. When it comes to worst things, the first things that pop into my head are like things that like people don't usually talk about. Like, well, talk about or not talk about, but things that to me, I did some like self-reflection, digging down. It didn't feel right to compare like actual worse things like the Holocaust or ISIS or the N-word. These are terrible things. And I just don't think that like when we put these polls up, that would come through. I think it would come through in poor taste. Knowing our intention, we wouldn't mean it disrespectfully. We wouldn't mean to like have it come across as a joke in any means, but it just didn't feel right. And yeah, so we're going to try our best to do a worst things bracket, but make it kind of fun. Sure, there might be some argumentative things if we get like, if a couple things touch on politics, I think that's fine. But like the real heavy duty worst things that like across the board, everyone agrees, yeah, that's terrible. Probably not going to include it in here. Matt, what would you say?
I just started thinking of like very non sequitur things to pick. But yeah, I think we were in agreement on that. Like the majority of people would all, when we talked about some of these worst things that are just in this own category that we also don't want to kind of like belittle by comparing them to something that really is like a minor inconvenience. Cause like that's the kind of like thing that come out like if you're really comparing this. We like people have problems when we compare like a tiger to a blobfish. They're like, come on, man, this is the dumbest poll I've ever seen. You terrible at social media. It's like, dude, have you ever watched a March Madness tournament or any playoffs? Like sometimes one thing is way better. That's how brackets work. But for the most part, like most people, like 90% of people would agree that like these really bad things are really bad, but it does open it up to just like trolls and like internet commenters that just want to explain why this terrible thing isn't so bad. And, you know, their poor behavior and poor taste and what's acceptable to say about things reflects back on us because we threw it out there and they're just commenting blobfish.
Okay, cool. Any other final thoughts before we kick this off?
I'm gonna try. No. I'm gonna try my best to pick worst things that we can all go, oh yeah, it's a worst thing, and some might be personal things, and you
Right.
might disagree with, but there's absolutely one I'm getting on here, and I will go on my. This will be in my obituary about this one particular thing that I think is the worst. And
Yeah.
it's not snakes, but that's going to be on there too.
Woo. Okay. Cool. I got an animal or two on mine. So, what do we think? Do you want to kick it off and go first? Do you want the first number one draft pick, and then we'll just go round robin style like we always do?
I could do it, but I do think I've had the last two first overall picks for animal. I know I did for that one, and I think for maybe actor, wrestler.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Was there? I didn't have the first pick. Well, I didn't have the first pick for wrestler.
Yeah. That's all right.
I think.
I'll take it away.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think I
send
can
it to
take
you.
I think I can take it away. Okay. So I got a list here. So if I look down and away from camera, I'm just making sure I don't double up anything on my list here.
He's cheating.
Marine
Oh no,
billionaires. They
that
are
was one of that was something I thought of today, and I said, "Oh, that one might be too soon."
the Titanic, and it's gonna be really hard to rank these because I don't know what the general consensus is gonna be. But I will go with my first overall pick. Number one, easily offended people.
Oh,
So when people get easily offended, I can't stand that. And I'm just getting them all down now. So excuse the typing sound. And I'm going to try to squeeze in the best I can. If I got to reformat the bracket sheet, I will do that. So easily
gotcha.
offended people, my number one overall pick. You're up.
I know this is probably something that you were going to have, even though it's controversial, but I'm going to keep it very broad and general. It is going to maybe reduce the amount of picks we get out of this, but I think it's people are gonna be like, why didn't the bad comments will be, why didn't you just pick this side? Because people feel this way. But I'm a pretty neutral person when it comes to this. I hate both evenly, and I'm just gonna say US politicians,
Okay.
top to bottom. They're the worst things. They're terrible. They're all bad.
Except for the one guy. He's the best. Believe me. Politicians, if I could spell it. Cool. I think most people can relate to
Yeah.
politicians.
Even at like your mayoral and your city level, everybody hates the people. They don't do anything for my street and fix my
Right.
potholes. So
Right.
I think it's safe unless people want to make it dangerous, and then they suck.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I am gonna go with my second and last number one seed? Student loans.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think student loans they're ruining this country. And
Oh man, I got so many. This is giving me good ideas. Okay.
yeah, I
Okay.
am so incredibly grateful and lucky that I myself did not have to take on student loans. Spoiled. I'm going to try to pass that along to my son and future generations. But gosh, I feel so terrible for the people that had to take out all those student loans and they sign a piece of paper when they're 18 years old. Can you smoke a pack of cigarettes? No, not old enough. Can you sign up for 100 grand? You can't even wrap your head around that at that point. Sure, why not? Let them do it. Doesn't make any sense to me, but
Craig is exempting the governor from the politicians. I will say, since I said U.S. politicians, although he was in politics in the U.S., he is not a natural born U.S. person. So I think we can exclude him and give him all the credit he deserves.
yeah.
And also Jesse Ventura too. Well, no, I'm just kidding. Jesse the Body. All right.
What about Kane?
Oh yeah, we don't.
It's fine.
There's just so many things I wanted to say about Kane there. Here we go. Your job.
Your job. That's so good. I love it.
I wasn't gonna go with that one so high, but I think everybody has something they complain about for their job. So your job, there you go. You hate it. It's the worst thing. If you didn't have to do it, you wouldn't do it. Except for like the 5% of the population that's lucky or followed their heart and got to do what they want, and the rest of us gave up on our dreams. And yeah,
you have to express themselves creatively through live streams on YouTube, and I love it.
All right. So, 2 seeds. Yeah, it's my turn then. Yeah.
Yeah, you're up again with the number 2 seed. Yeah. Rest in peace, Iron Sheik, by the way. I wish I could like that. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna do a little star.
I love my job. HR is always watching. Exactly. Yeah. This is your job, not my job. Anybody, monitoring chats and what we're doing right now. Like this, it's sarcastic. It's a fake 1 seed. We love what we do, and I've never made anybody uncomfortable in the workplace. This is funny that this fell to a 2 seed. This one's not that bad for a lot. This is a controversial statement for a lot of people. This can be a good thing, and I think a lot of some of the worst things sometimes have like a good thing at some point. But I think most people don't want this to happen, but it happens to everyone, and that's why it's one of the worst things. Death sucks. I don't want to die. I know a lot of other people are like, I wouldn't want to live forever, but I think they're lying to themselves. I mean, if you could stop yourself from aging, which I might pick later as another thing, then I would live forever. But yeah, if I can keep aging, I guess I wouldn't want to be 3,000 years old and just like the size of a raisin.
Yeah. I heard a good quote on death. It was actually from Norm Macdonald. He said, as long as you're here, death is not here. And as long as death is here, you are not here. So you and death will never intersect. So there's no reason to be afraid of it. And I heard that. And of course, he's one of my favorite comics of all time. I love the guy, but I was like, yeah, that's a really good point. And of course, he said that before he intersected with death, because RIP Norm. Okay. I think I got a good number 2. We talked about not going, too like controversial. I think this one across the board, except if you're one yourself, you don't like, even if you are one, but I'm gonna go pedophiles.
Oh my God. That's okay. We could do that.
I think are really bad. And, if it comes down to pedophiles or death, I think, let me make sure I remove it from my list. Is that a subset from GOP?
Well, this one definitely would not fit the GOP head. I'm pretty sure. I remember him having a very large dome. He would just break through, and that gesture may also remind you of other GOP things from early on. All right, so I've got another 2 seed. We should just pick Jared from Subway. Something. Oh man, yeah, we could get some specific people as we get further down. I don't think they deserve to be so high, but this is kind of a funny one for it to be so early. But I'm gonna get it out there. It's a lot of people do hate it. I'm gonna say snakes. I'm gonna get it a 2 seed.
Oh wow, okay.
They are, snakes. Just throw them on there now.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. Snakes. I don't know no snakes. Okay, this is where it starts to get kind of funny.
This is where it starts to get kind of funny. People in vegetative states.
Um, I I think I'm gonna separate these, but for number 2 seed, I think Bam Margera did hate snakes. That was a funny bit. I think Jackass 2, they dumped him in that thing. He's like, "A freaking cobra, man!"
I would have died. I totally get it. I
Yeah,
felt so bad for him.
yeah. Um, I'm gonna go with I think this is a good part to put under the your job because most of us hate our job, but what we specifically hate about our job is Mondays. Nobody
Oh
likes
yeah,
Monday. Mondays are bad
yeah.
unless you know, work a job that's not Monday through Friday, or unless you love your job. Mondays are typically pretty hated across the board.
Yeah. I was thinking of having a specific day on my list, and I was like, I got distracted and started thinking of other things. All right, so we
Yeah,
got our top 8. They're interesting. They're quite varied. So I
they
think
are.
this is going to be really just bonkers as the matchups start coming in. But we're still heading in that direction and a little bit far away. So we got our 3 seeds. Snakes are worse than terrorism. You know it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. This one I don't really have a stake in it, but American healthcare, uh,
Oh,
we get it pretty bad from pharmaceuticals. Like they show the ads on TV. Apparently, we're like the only country that does that. Us in New Zealand, but American healthcare,
I think that's fair. Yeah, or even just like health costs, American
yeah,
health costs, because like yeah, just the price of prescriptions, the price of checkup visit, which
right.
is all related to healthcare. But if people were like super triggered by that word,
Mhm.
healthcare, we actually have good health or whatever. Like we could just say, well, medical costs. We could all agree we shouldn't all be paying $3,000 because somebody took an X-ray of our butt. Craig has his own list going over here. Just like what are we gonna? Is he gonna? Okay, he said terrorism and Nazis. The next one down from this is like foot soldiers from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're like up there as the top worst 3 groups of all time. I'm pretty sure. All right, my 3 seed is going to be. I think these. I've got this one that could be separated into 2 things, and I don't know which one's worse. But I'm going to say traffic
Good
as a
one.
really broad one, which maybe means I can't say the other one because it kind of might fall under traffic, but just traffic.
That's, I mean, I had it on my list. I want to make sure I take it off so you get
Yeah.
it. Here we go.
Master Shredder.
My number 3, people that can't stop talking. You ever get these people that like their conversations are just their idea of a conversation is them just telling you things and you can never figure out a way to get a word in edgewise. And the only way to make it a back and forth conversation is if you like step on their words. Hey, oh, come on.
There we go. It's not going to be like a top 16, but tech issues is going to come on here, I'm sure. Especially in the comments section. Yeah, when you just can't get a word in edgewise because the comments just keep derailing you. No, yeah, there are those people out there, and sometimes it can be a separate scenario and they keep talking, but sometimes it's like people just have like this weirdest timing and rhythm for like where they pause, and a pause for a normal person where they'd stop talking and they're passing it off to you. They start going again, and you're like, that was weird. Normally, that's where a person stops. Why did you pause so long? Like, keep going or stop. It's my turn.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I'm gonna go with again. These could all be split into separate ones, but I think the more specific you get, the more kind of like possibly touchy it gets for people who may have experienced a specific one of these. I'm just going to go natural disasters. So we're
Okay.
talking your tornadoes, your hurricanes, your typhoons, your earthquakes, your mudslides, your sinkholes. That's all I've got. I think those are there more natural disasters? Your forest fires.
Typhoons.
Harpoons? Typhoons?
Typhoon.
Typhoons? Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
Cool. All
We
right.
need
So
we have to start using some of Craig's suggestions.
yeah, no, you are up again, number 4.
Oh no. I'm gonna go with I want to pick this, but all of my things have been like very like not the fault of decision makers. Like there is world hunger, but it shouldn't be, and it's because of business choices and governmental choices. I do have something like that on my list. I don't think it's gonna be in my top 16. Let's do a little pour one out for the sad boys and girls out there when getting dumped.
Ooh, that's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
For number 4,
Broken heart.
yeah. Oh, I got one that's like at the top of mine, but I'm gonna go with pollution. You know, I feel like pollution is bad. It's one of the worst things. Alrighty, you are up, my friend. Number 4.
Oh god, we're moving fast. And at some point, like we're still in like pretty like serious things that like they're not controversial, but you don't want to make light of them by like your next pick is something just really stupid. But at some point, we're gonna cross that line because we're either gonna have to talk about more serious things or less serious things. Um, I think I don't deal with this one, but it's more frequent and more common. I think is just like recognized than maybe it was in the past. But I know this is a thing that a lot of people hate. It it's I would say it's probably not controversial at all. I'm gonna go with anxiety.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's, some people have true like anxious panic attacks and stuff like that. You can have anxiety about anything, and it's no fun to be nervous or worried at any level. And so I think everybody has experienced it to some extent.
Yeah. That's good. I
I could put a
am
lot of rappers on this list.
oh gosh, I do have one, but I'm not gonna go with it yet. I will go with hmm. You know what? I'm gonna go with shitting your pants.
Nice.
So sharding, you could call it that, but I'm gonna put it down as shitting your pants. I just think that's really funny. And it sucks. Like nobody wants to shit their pants.
Yeah.
And then back up to number 5. This is probably a little bit high for this seed, but I despise this thing with every fiber of my being. LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn, you I feel like there's a layer of fakeness on all social media, but when you have to
Mm,
amplify your fakeness for the business and corporate world, nothing I despise more than scrolling through LinkedIn. And back when I was training to be a software engineer, they made us like build out our profiles and contribute, and everything I came across just ate away at me. It just couldn't stand it. Hate LinkedIn. Hopefully, it makes a good run. I hope other people agree.
I definitely feel I was like, I think I can do this one in a non-offensive way, but now that it like comes on the heels of LinkedIn, I'm worried. It's like, oh Matt, we should not just do this one anymore. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just put like diseases,
Diseases. Okay.
in
That's fair.
general. That one should probably be like a 1 seed, but it's fine.
Hey, I mean, it's 2023. Most diseases, there's like some for not necessarily a cure, but you can live with diseases now.
Yeah. And I
Speaking
think
of
that's
diseases,
why it can fall lower because it's a more broad and not all of them are as fatal.
yeah, I wasn't gonna go this high with this one. This one was just a sleeper that I was hoping to get on here. But right after diseases, I can't think of a better place to put this. I'm gonna go with frat guys. And who knows? You know, maybe other people agree. I don't necessarily dislike frat guys. I'm friends with a lot of them. I just think they have that reputation where, like, you hear frat guys, you
Frat
think,
guy
oh,
culture. Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah. You might be there's cool frat guys out there, but when they all get in together and start doing their culture together, that's when it's like, this is a culture we can bury in the past, and erase from our history. No, I'm just kidding. All right, cool. Am I doing my last 5 seed and then go into 6?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, then on the heels of 5s, this is one that you and I, Chris, can't really say anything about. But I know that it's not good and people don't like it. This one's for the ladies. Your period. Or menstruating, however you want to say it. But
period.
Yeah. But ladies don't like it. They would not, if they could not do it. I know they would not choose to do it.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing. I've never heard any woman be like, yeah, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're on to 6s. It's me.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with shout out. This one's so I did one for the ladies. This one's for you young kids out there. Pop quizzes. Don't you just be hating when that teacher walk in and it's your first day of 6th grade and they go pop quiz?
That's a good one. Oh man, that was really good.
It might be a little high for pop quizzes, but
yeah, man, that's a good. I think pop quizzes might make a little run here.
It could for sure.
Pop quizzes versus death in the Sweet 16.
I think all the matchups against Death are going to be really funny, quite honestly.
They will.
Death is going to lose first round because that's the hyperbolicness. Because like anytime worse things come up and it's like this or Death, people are like, I'll take Death. The other thing is worse.
Yeah. Maybe I'll save Craig's pick here and have it face off against Death. Maybe we'll see Chris Benoit versus Death in the first round.
In an I Quit match.
In an I Quit match, yeah. Or maybe we'll do periods versus piranhas and see who really.
Ooh, ouch.
Okay, I think I got a pretty good one. I'm gonna go with Spirit Airlines for my 16 here.
Yeah.
You know, anybody that's flown Spirit knows it's not a comfortable flight by any means.
All right. Let's do this next. I'm gonna go. This is kind of broad.
Okay.
Injuries. Injuries
All right.
suck. They're not fun. I think this is really high. I don't think injuries has a chance at winning more than one matchup. It's gonna have to get a really easy pick. But like injuries suck, but it's not disease level of badness.
Yeah, that's true. And they heal.
Yeah. Most of the time.
Okay, so my number 6 here. You know what I'm going to go with?
What are you going to go with?
I am going to go with the hiccups for my 6 seed. But I think, and it's going to be tough to put this in just a little bracket space. So I'll probably just keep it at hiccups. But what I hate more than personally having the hiccups is being in the same vicinity of someone else struggling through their own hiccup situation, because it just becomes something that like they do a hiccup and then I just sit there and I just wait. I wait for that next one and I just can't get it out of my head. Maybe that's a me thing, but I think the hiccups are just an underrated worst thing. I really do.
Yeah.
We'll see if people agree. But going up to our number 7 seeds, here's something, it's kind of on the same track as people who don't shut the fuck up. Being interrupted. I just despise being interrupted, like when you're with a group and they just don't have that social awareness and you just get just trounced on. So I'm gonna go being interrupted as my 7th seed in the Northwest region. So we're moving on
Yeah.
along.
All right. I've got a good one. I think it's good for a number 7, even though it doesn't really make sense because I was like, oh, 7 deadly sins. I'm just gonna put, I don't know if I want to put liars or lies. Lies.
Okay.
That's a clue to you, Matt.
Concentration camps.
Is that what they call the place where like the monks go and just like do Zen mantras for a while?
Yeah. That's what I thought. Right?
It's not that bad, right?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be there, but
Lots of relaxing meditation.
liar, liar. We will not put the movie Liar, Liar on here. This pen, I don't know where my pens are. This pen
All right.
is, I only have pencils. All right, who cares?
All right. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to go porta potties.
I had that one too. That's so funny. I love it. I was like, does this make sense?
How they can take just floating shit in the thing that they just gross me out, and I would rather shit my pants than shit in a porta potty. Probably not really, but they're gross. Okay, you're up for your number 7, and then
in number 8. Yeah, I just really quick on the porta potties. That's so funny because when I put it on my list, it was one of my first like not major serious ones. I was like, that's a good one and a funny one. And I was like, but porta potties are one of those things that like kind of are good because like you don't want to use it, but if it wasn't there, yeah, you got to shit your pants. And you're like, oh, they're just sometimes like, I'm glad there's a porta potty here at this seedy carnival. Let's see. What do I have? Because I want to hit like 2 legitimately bad things before I start getting into really stupid stuff. I actually don't think this one's bad. It's a good 7. It should probably be 8 or lower and not this high, but I'm gonna put public speaking on here.
Ooh, okay, cool.
I, for one, enjoy all public speaking.
I do too.
Yeah.
Nuclear war. I don't know. I don't think nuclear war is as bad as a pop quiz, Craig.
Nuclear pop quiz is about nuclear war. Next level. Oh, so I've got another one. I'm on number 8.
Right.
Lines.
Ooh, lines.
Lines that you gotta wait in.
Waiting in line. That's
waiting in line.
That's a good one. Okay. I think I got some good ones on here, man. I'm gonna go pretty PG with this one. For my number 8 seed in the Southwest region, I'm gonna go brain freeze.
Oh, I like it. Sorry, my third was me thinking of another thing I could say that's similar to that.
Sweet. Yeah, it's different than an injury. It's just a temporary. But
yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We got 2 more. Then we're gonna start pairing these things up. This part's my favorite.
Yeah.
Is gonna face off against what?
Well, then on the heels of brain freeze, I think this is a good one. It would definitely make it at somewhere. This might be a good seed for it. I'm gonna say sunburn.
Ooh, I didn't have sunburn on mine.
Who likes sunburn? And it sucks because you want to be out in the sun on nice days and you want to get tan so people will find you attractive by our modern standards where we all need to be like very trending towards an orange color. But then you get sunburn and you go, oh, ow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm ready to put down my first person.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm going to go an individual.
Still living or in the past?
Still living. Oh. I'm going Cosby.
Oh, no.
I'm going Cosby, and I hope I get to. No, you'll get to pick the number 9 seed that he's facing off against. But I think Bill Cosby is a good 8 seed there, And
Yeah.
moving on up, this is where we start seeing what's going against what. All right, so I will do my best to say what it's up against.
Mm.
So I'm back up Southwest region where we have Lions as the number 8 seed. And here's like a really specific scenario that someone told me that I was just like, okay, I'll put it on there. Having a porn star mom. It could be a worse thing. So having a porn star mom against Lions. So what would you rather do? Would you rather wait in line, or would you rather your mom is,
Yeah.
Shiloh Styles, or what's the one, the classic MILF one? Can't remember her name, but Sarah Ann, is that it? She was in an Eminem video, I think.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's it. I like Craig's one there. Let's just save that. Put 'em in
Ooh,
my
I
back
do have
pocket.
that down. I don't have pudding, but I do have paper cuts on it.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna put pudding. All right. Oh man, I just had one. What's it going up against again? This next one, my 9?
Yeah, it's going up against brain freeze. I could probably screen share and we could
Oh,
see
okay.
it.
Yeah, I can also just join the document. It's probably in the share drive.
Oh yeah, good call. It is. It's worst thing bracket in our
Yeah.
Swinge drive.
Yeah. Brain freeze versus I had like a new thing and I forgot to write it down. Oh my god. All right, I'm just gonna have to pick something that I have. Brain freeze versus which one's worse? Laundry. Doing the
Ooh,
laundry.
yeah, it just never ends.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, rape would be a good one, Craig. I felt like that was a little. I feel like Cosby is the symbol. So we have Chris Hansen. I mean, he's great. He stopped a lot of it. Okay, I think here's one.
He stopped a lot of it. Not enough. He wasn't doing enough of good work out there.
Here's one. Here's one we can get behind. I think this is a good up for debate. Sunburn versus micromanaging.
Oh yeah.
Nobody likes a micromanager, and nobody likes a sunburn. So these are all the worst things. Okay.
Okay, I need to know the matchup for this one and the next one because I have a really funny one. Shout out to them kids again.
All right. So we are in the Southeast region where the 1 seed is your job. And we're filling in the number 9 seed that's going up in the first round against Bill Cosby.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do paper cuts here. I think paper cuts should be on here.
Cosby versus paper cuts. That's so good. What the hell are we doing? We're gonna put these up to vote.
Yeah.
They're a lot. Also, if I may add, they're all much less wordy than I thought they were going to be. And yeah, so I don't think condensing them down will be a problem. So cool. Making our way up, we are on the 10th seed of the Northwest. And the 7th seed that it's going up against is Being Interrupted.
I know. In some ways, this is an enjoyable and pleasurable thing, but I do remember not wanting it to happen. Shout out to them kids in high school and things like that. You might call it BFNRs, NRBs. We're talking boners for no reason, kids.
Boners for no reason?
No reason boners when you're in high school and you got to tuck it up into your waistline because the bell rang and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. That's so good. That is so good. And side note, Craig, I just saw you were calling me in the middle of a live stream. I can't pick up. If you hold on, if you want to shit. Here, let me see if I can grab.
Send him that link.
Yeah, Craig, I'll send you the link on Twitter. How about that? And if you want to hop in,
You can refer.
Check
You
our
can
little group
refer.
chat. You just
You
click
can
that and you'll be in.
you can referee this. Make sure you disqualify some items if they're not terrible enough for you. I think he's calling to disqualify no recent boners. I think he's like that was not a worse thing. That is how you established your maturity in high school for the women. Some kids weren't springing those, and you knew they just weren't they weren't going through puberty yet.
Okay, what do we got here? For my 10th seed here in the U.S. politicians region,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go with, yeah, it's facing off against Lies. So that's a tough one. I think this might have a fighting chance at it.
Yeah.
I don't know how nationwide this is, but I'm going to go with Comcast. So
what about like your cable or internet provider if you wanted to broaden it? But you can go Comcast if you want.
I would, but I'm going Comcast specifically because I think they just have the reputation of having terrible customer service. So
All right.
I'm kind of stepping out on a limb. Might come back to haunt me, but I'm going to go Comcast there.
Yeah.
Even though I've used them and I've had no personal problems with them in the past, they just kind of have that reputation of like bad customer service. So
for sure.
Okay, so we're up in the student loans region, and the matchup you got here is porta potties versus.
I love this matchup then, because when you said it's the student loan region, this one, shout out to them older kids. If you in college, sometimes this happens in high school. We already did pop quizzes; those suck. But academic papers also suck. School papers, academic papers, what
School
have you.
papers, yeah.
Oh, I got a good one.
Dang. All right. What do we got here? 10? All right, we got a joiner here. Let's and we're live.
Woo! My man.
Borat's here.
Borat's here, but Borat's muted. Or Borat has learned a new magic trick.
Okay. So
I blame Asamat Bagitav.
For this one.
Is this my pick?
No, you just had school papers.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if it was looping to me.
Yeah. So it's going to swing down to Southeast region against public speaking.
I was going to say public schools for a second.
Not doing school shootings. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with spoilers.
Oh, I like that.
I'm pretty passionate about spoilers. You know, we've talked about this, how people often try to refrain from spoiling, but in doing so, they'll spoil. Be like, oh, just wait till the twist. And it's just like, well, you didn't tell me what's going to happen, but you told me there's a twist. Now I have the twist in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, bummer. All righty. So now we're back up in the easily offended people region. It's going up against pop quizzes, but I think I got a good one. I'm going to go with vegans.
Oh.
Specifically vocal vegans, but I'm going to go with, I think I'm just going to put down vegans.
All right.
I know plenty of vegans personally. They're fine people, but just like as a groupthink culture kind of thing.
Kind of similar to like frat boys. It's the frat culture,
right,
and then the vegan culture. When they all get together and do their thing, you're like, y'all the worst.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups like that just drive me bonkers.
That's true. All righty, so you're up. Spirit Airlines is the matchup. What do you got?
Tech issues.
Oh, that's good.
Spirit Airlines probably suffers from tech issues as well.
Probably a lot. They're just one big tech issue. Tech. Tekashi 6ix9ine, that rapper that is famous for snitching. I'm gonna go ahead and put Tekashi 6ix9ine. If I can spell his name correctly. He's going up against injuries, so.
I think he'll. I would pick him as the worst thing. His name should carry him pretty deep. That's the stupidest name for anything.
In fact, it's so bad I don't even know how to spell it. So I'm gonna have to Google it.
I think he uses a number in there.
Yeah. Okay. Just the first part. So Takashi. Ugh. What a loser. Right? Takashi. Yeah. Okay. So Takashi 6'9". It's my second person I'm drafting, but I had to get him down here somewhere. So
Amazing. I'm gonna need to like save this video so that when we're putting up the matchups, they're like, "Who picked this one?" And I'm like, "It wasn't me. I swear to God."
yeah.
I'm just posting the matchup of Chris's that have advanced. All right. I have a really funny one. Is it going up against something funny or something serious?
Okay. Good question. So we're down in the southeast. Number 1 seed is your job. It's going up against Hiccups.
All right, I'll make this another like kind of silly minor inconvenience and like a nice little matchup here. Unwanted body hair.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Because I was gonna say like nose hairs, because we've talked about it, but I was like, I don't think women get nose hairs. I don't know, like, and I want this to, but women get unwanted body hair, and I have,
Yeah.
I have like other hair that I'm like, why here, why now?
That's a good point. And I feel like as an adult, somewhere in your 30s, you start going through that like second puberty where it just sprouts in your ears and on your back and in your nose. So
Yeah.
that's a good one. So you are up again, my friend. You're
Yes.
the 12th seed in the easily offended. It's going up against LinkedIn.
Humidity.
That's
It's a stupid ass matchup, and I love it.
good. So good.
That's a total toss up. I'm not sure which one wins that.
Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna go. Okay, so what do we got? 12 seed going up against diseases. This is actually, I don't know if it's a type of disease or just a thing. I had to get it on here. A canker sore.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go canker.
That's fine for a specific one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It is probably like a virus thing, and maybe disease is bacteria and virus. It might include everything, but I think a couple specific ones are fine.
yeah. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go with. Let me know what it's going up against, because I got to save this. This is my apples to apples and Frank card right here. This is the one that just crushes when I drop it.
Okay. Sweet. So this one's going up against frat guys.
All right, I'm putting Craig Werner on the list. I'm just kidding. Frat guys versus team projects.
Team. Oh. Team project.
Right, guys, doing team projects.
Yeah. I think frat guys doing team projects is the name of a couple videos that get recommended to me every once in a while.
Oh man.
We've got McGruber in the house. We've got McGruber audio. How you doing, McGroobs?
Thanks for having me, guys. I just hanging out, enjoying the show.
Yeah.
Glad to have you here.
Craig, I told you, Matt, I didn't tell you. I've been going back through and rewatching that McGruber series on Peacock. Have you ever watched that?
I did. I've watched the first season. I don't know if there's going to be another season or not, but it's good.
I don't know, but it's so funny. To me, it's the funniest thing that's come out, either TV show or movie in the past, like, I don't know, 10 years. It's classic McGruber. Cool. So going on down, 12th seed. Whew. Okay. This is just, I don't know. So we're down in the southeast region, and it's going up against periods for worst thing. You know what I'm going to put up against periods? What I think is worse than periods?
Can you do a like really minor male inconvenience to piss off all the women?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
I was thinking about it.
I'm just joking. Yeah.
And, people that call me boss.
The shawarma guy.
The shawarma guy. Yes. I don't like being called boss.
The guy at the gas station attendant.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem, boss.
All right. Right on. I like it.
Okay. I think think we can all relate to this number 13 that's coming up. It's going to go up against getting dumped. I think
Spoken like a true 13-year-old boy still. Have pop quizzes and getting dumped on here. They're like, how old is this guy? Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to think of a way to get it like as small as possible. People that don't return their shopping carts.
Oh, yeah. That one's in.
Um,
Oh, my God. Yeah.
People that don't return carts. I'll just put, and if I can figure out a way to make it smaller, I will do so. But yeah, bugs the you know what out of me.
Well, and
Mhm.
especially when they leave it by your car, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh man, there's probably a lot of good things along those lines, like people doing like this one, just like I can't believe you are so lazy to just not do this. You mess up everything for everybody. Oh, I remembered one. All right, I got one. I don't know what's going up against, but I'm gonna forget it, so I
It's going
better
up-
just say it. Like spam
Ooh.
calls, spam mail, junk mail, just the general idea of spam these days, which is more spam calls more than like emails, almost honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
The food, just anything spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canned meats. Because I feel like when it's spam email, like Gmail does a pretty good job of filtering all that stuff out so you don't see it. Like if you ever check your spam folder, it's like, oh my god, all this is coming in. So we're on 13. Here we go. I didn't have this on my list, but I feel like there's no other battle that could take place in the first round. So we have anxiety. I think I'm going to put depression. I think depression and anxiety are like yin and yang. So we're going to have to go depression.
Nice.
Maybe it'll have a nice little run. It's a worse thing. It's bad. Cool. So 13 seed. Ooh, it's going up against shitting your pants.
Oh
All
man.
in there.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat this one, but I could get a really I could get a really funny matchup here. How about shitting your pants versus British humor?
That's fucking funny. That's really funny. Okay, cool. Right. So
It's me again.
you're up again. Going up against American healthcare. 14 seed.
I want to save this one as a wild card to take down a top seed, but I don't think it would beat American healthcare. Oh, I'm trying to think of how to pare this down because I was gonna say like tobacco, but I want to just say like cigarettes. But cigarettes, man, are so cool when you see it in the movies. But they're a worse thing, and I think it's a good matchup for healthcare. Just say like cigarettes. People think they're all bad, but I think they're cool as shit. Even though I've never smoked one, that's probably why I think they're cool.
Hey, as a former smoker, they are pretty badass.
I know.
But you know,
Get me a cigarette.
We actually have someone who's been a smoker here for 13 years, and they use the voice box now. This is actually a anti-cigarette PSA. MacGruber, can you let us know what it's like living with a voice box?
Cigarettes aren't that cool.
Thank you.
alrighty. So moving on down, we got Traffic.
Good movie.
Traffic. Looking for some
Traffic.
plastic.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, there was doing that traffic rap from Malibu's Most Wanted.
Too bad.
All right. I'm going with Carlos Mencia.
That one's for the kids too. All those high school kids. They're like, yeah, I don't like him either.
Yeah. You don't get it, man. Just get the joke, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what he's like? He's like the poor man's Ray Romano.
Yeah, a little bit. Or I was thinking George Lopez.
Yeah, George. Yeah. They're very similar. Yeah, they're all. Yeah, you're right.
But I
Anyway.
just got it out because he went through that whole like being a joke thief thing.
Oh, that's right.
He would just have openers and he would take their jokes and like repackage them with, you know, a Mexican accent, basically. So we're up in the student loans region, and Matt, you got people who don't shut up.
I didn't know how to. I don't know how to phrase this one. It could just put winter, but that's not true for all places. So I'm gonna say freezing weather.
Ah, okay.
I think that's a better option because winter can be nice, but freezing weather for long periods of time, like you literally can't go outside because your nose hairs turn into icicles. That's not good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna refrain from getting all controversial here. I was gonna put Bud Light,
but not for the controversial reasons, just because it tastes disgusting, right? I would imagine.
Oh man. I think for here I'm gonna go people that talk on speakerphone when they totally don't need to. I'm gonna go like talking on speakerphone.
Just in public places, yeah.
It's like a total lack of awareness of people around them. Cool. So we got 8 left. We have 4 more, and I gotta pick something that's gonna go up against death. How about life?
If you want to, that's not bad.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with. Okay. I'm gonna put hangnails.
Nice.
That's hangnails.
Classic matchup.
Classic. Alrighty. So Matt, you're up.
I need to know these matchups for these last 4 left.
You have to pick something to go up against pedophiles.
I want to say this one so bad. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna end up picking this one. I very much want to have on this list at some point, and this is a very funny place for it. Women who don't like me. Okay. But I'm going to say
Chris Hansen.
I can't. This is a good one, but it would be disrespectful to put this one, which is actually like very annoying, against pedophiles, which is like you can't vote against pedophiles, even though we run into the other one more. Like that's where this matchup is. Like most people have never had to experience any like interaction with a pedophile, but we know they're bad. But one thing that I have is like everybody knows it and hates it, but you can't vote for it over pedophiles, even though it's affected your life more. I'm gonna pick something super stupid that I thought of at the last second. Bed bugs.
Bed bugs.
Oh boy.
Especially when you're a pedophile and you get bed bugs, because like now you can't bring that boy into bed.
Oh boy.
You don't want that rash on him. You want that skin looking clean and 13, baby. This is the one clip I won't show to anybody from this, because I've done a good job picking non-controversial things, but that was my run right there.
I thought it was great.
Thank you. I keep thinking Craig is just at one point just gonna tilt that camera down and we're gonna get full frontal.
He's just like, I'm here to ruin the part. So just a little HT happy trail for us. Welcome to all million of our listeners right now. I have to say this, I'm not going to put it down, but I was tempted to put it up against death. It's just a weird pet peeve that I have, but I won't be able to make any sense out of it on the actual bracket. Here's what I hate. I hate chicken salad, but I hate the fact that chicken salad means 2 things. I hate that chicken salad could be like, your lettuce, greens with some chicken on it, or it could also mean chicken like mixed up with mayo when you put it in a sandwich. I think we need to come up with a second word. It can't be that hard. I just because you say, "Oh, I got some chicken salad for lunch." Oh, how was the salad? It's like, no, the chicken salad like different.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know why I don't like it. I don't like that chicken salad means two things. But to go up against snakes, I'm gonna put drug addiction because lives. And how it fell to 15, I don't know, but it just feels right to put it up against snakes.
That's fair.
So what about chicken salad?
Addiction itself could just be its own thing. Like porn addiction's bad.
Yeah.
All right. So Matt, you got 2 in a row here. You're first. This is the last 15 seed. It's going up against Mondays.
Lettuce. This is my obituary hill that I die on. Look, I like salads, but to this day, I do not understand lettuce on hot sandwiches. I don't know why. It's so texturally different than a burger, a chicken sandwich. It is so temperaturally different. Just don't. I don't get it. I don't want, and I get so mad that I have to order a cheeseburger, and it's assumed it just comes with all these extras on it, and that the burden is put on me to say, please, none of these other things that when you say the word cheeseburger doesn't include these things. It's like, yeah, of course you get pickles, tomatoes, onions, ketchup, lettuce, mustard. I'm like, those people should have to add that. I shouldn't have to take that off of a cheeseburger. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I get it. I get it. I like the lettuce, but what I like even more is your passion about lettuce.
I get very mad about lettuce. Yeah.
Craig, what's your stance on lettuce?
I enjoy the crisp, refreshing. You chomp in, you get a nice little crunch from it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's what Cookie Crisp is for. You want to crunch and eat a random cereal that I come up with off the top of my head.
You know what? So on the lettuce, on the accessories front, I will say like a slimy tomato kind of, that kind of messes up a burger. You need like kind of a crisp. So I can see where you're coming from with the lettuce. I can see.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and I got the next one.
You do. This one's going up against easily offended people.
Prequels. I can't when I put this on here, I was like, I think that's kind of true. I hate most prequels to things because of like we don't need to know what happened before. It's not important because we already have built-in spoilers unless you're like redoing your entire show. Like we know the people who live at the end. We know who's not going to be there. It doesn't really recontextualize that much. But I will say I actually do like the Star Wars prequels. I think they might be the
prequels. What else? Batman Begins. That's a good one.
Would you call that a prequel or like a reboot? Because it's kind of like Christopher Nolan doing his Batman universe. You're just like starting.
Right.
You know
I'll give
what
you
I mean?
Dumb and Dumber. I can see that. That's a bad prequel.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Did you ever? I never even saw that one.
Oh, I saw it. It's horrible. Just one and done. Never again.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like the Dumb and Dumber sequel either. I tried. I watched it with an open mind. I thought I was going to get some laughs. There was like a couple of chuckles. No.
The expectations were too high.
Yeah. True. After all that time. Okay. So I am down to mine. I'm going to throw out some like honorable mentions that I don't think I'm going to be adding here. So, trains, I think growing up in and around Plymouth, you can really relate to that, but because it's like a daily occurrence getting caught by a train, but I don't think a whole lot of people can relate. So I'm not going to put trains, even though I hate it with a passion. I'm not going to put diabetes because it's kind of funny. Maybe I'll put diabetes on my last one.
The diabetes commercial or the diabetes, the guy.
Yeah, that's one good thing to come from it. I debated putting Nickelback on here, but I already put 3 people. I already put Cosby. I know
Takashi 6ix9ine. You didn't get a third one.
I put Carlos Mencia.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you got 3 on there.
But I
And
got
all
one
3
more.
by far worse than Hitler and everybody.
I think I got one more. I have to put this person down here. I have to put Kanye West down here. And I think going up against U.S. politicians is perfect. He is kind of a politician. He ran for president. So we'll see who is hated more in the first round: U.S. politicians or Kanye West.
That's a
a
good
good one.
matchup. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Very
Yeah.
good.
I didn't even have that on my list. I just popped in the old skull. Okay, Matt, your very last pick. It's going up against student loans. Bro.
My very last pick. I don't have a lot of honorable mentions that got left off. I didn't put this on because we talked about shitting your pants. I had like upset stomach and or diarrhea as a thing, but like this is either like having used the porta potty or shitting your pants. So I wasn't gonna do that. I went with laundry over dishes, even though I probably should have picked dishes, but I'm not gonna do it now. Laundry's too similar. I didn't do aging because it's too abstract. Whatever. When you're a baby, aging isn't bad. You don't want to be like that forever. It just sucks after a certain time. So my final one that I think is a really good thing to be on here, it was the one I didn't put up against pedophiles. It's similar to traffic because a lot of times it's caused by this, but I'm going to say bad drivers.
Ooh. That's a 1 versus 16 matchup. Student loans versus bad drivers. That could go either way.
It could, and I should have put bad drivers earlier. Like a little disrespect to student loans to put it up against something like really bad that even more people have experience with than student loans. Like I said, you don't interact with pedophiles a lot, but it's hard to vote against pedophiles for something that you're like, well, bad drivers, because it just feels wrong. But like bad drivers suck. Everybody. Like I will, if I ever have a heart attack, it's going to be because I got riled up driving. Most likely.
Whew. That's a good point.
Here we go. Our last seed. How do we do so far, Craig? As your
the bad drivers, I'll tell you what on the bad drivers. It's just that sense of entitlement, like everybody's like, my time is more, precious. I got to cut you off. Let me in.
Yeah.
It's just these assholes. I'll tell you what. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I totally agree, man. I can't stand the. I feel like your merge when you first see the sign that shows that one lane's ending, that's when the merge should begin to take place. That's when you have it in your mind. Oh, so if you're the one that speeds up way ahead, unless you have like a person in the car giving birth, no.
Yeah.
You wait. And what move I love is, say there's like only space for like that one lane. Sometimes you'll get those cars that will like straddle the line so no one can pass them. I love that move. Like, hats off to those people.
Craig, what are your honorable mentions before Chris goes? What did we miss? You commented and typed a lot. Those are ones I think we probably would have normally put on there, but we were like,
yeah. I think I was thinking more, just the really heavy stuff. I think you guys were a little lighter with it, so it probably makes it more fun. So hats off to you guys. Good choices.
Yeah.
Nuclear war, world hunger, that stuff's not fun. Terrorism,
Terrorism I think terrorism could have gone on there in a fairly non-controversial way, but once you get past like the first 4, to put like terrorism as like a 3 or a 4 seed and be like, oh, man has snakes, like you said, snakes over terrorism, at that point it's like we might have to reseed.
I think we're tiptoeing some controversies too in the bracket. That'll be good. Little controversy. You guys could have went really political with it. That could have went really interesting. Avoided that.
Yeah.
You could have put capitalism versus communism, for example.
And I debated like,
you would divide. See, that would be divided. Like the Western Hemisphere versus the Eastern.
Doing like Republicans, Democrats, but politicians kind of covers it all in a way.
It's true. And so does Kanye.
He sees the independent Green Party.
We got some good matchups, guys.
Yeah, I think so. All right. I think the time has come.
Here's the money maker.
Aid.
I think I'm going to do it for my final pick. I'm going to go with loud motorcycles. Yeah, again, I know plenty of people who have loud motorcycles. I know plenty of vegans. I know plenty of frat guys. It's just the kind of the culture, the idea behind it. So loud.
The South Park episode is so perfect.
I know. They're at the urinal, and he's like, no one's paying attention to him. So it's like,
It's
okay.
perfect.
So this is great. I think we built ourselves a damn good bracket here.
Yeah, if people want a more controversial one, we can always do I think that would work as like a smaller like 16 bracket with like the really bad things, so we don't have some of those matchups where it's like lettuce versus AIDS and like you're like making light of AIDS. Like, come on, guys, but Matt's got a point. Lettuce on a sandwich really blows too.
Wilted lettuce.
Oh.
The N-word versus Nickelback. Oh man! All right, well, I'm gonna do.
I just thought of a good one. Internet service providers customer service.
Dude, I put Comcast down here.
Comcast.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
So the reason, because I have
just
Wow,
customer service.
Customer service.
Robot customer
Ooh.
service in general should have been like you can't talk to an actual rep
Right.
for like 30 minutes because you have to like figure out the secret
Waiting.
way to get to a rep by pressing the right buttons or shouting at it, customer service rep.
Yeah.
I hope those are recorded. The amount of swear words I just like yell at a robot that I hope somebody's listening to is very high.
Waiting. Just waiting in general. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, well, Matt put down lines.
Yeah.
Just lines.
I think you could line slash
digital
waiting
and
that.
digital. Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I mean, in the fact of a
Versus
line,
bad drivers.
the bad thing
That's a good
that
matchup.
about a line is that you're waiting.
Yeah. Lines does have a tough matchup here in the first round, though. It's going up against having a porn star mom. So, ooh, would you rather wait in the line for an hour, or would you rather have your mom's past come back to haunt you your whole life? Oh boy! All right, dudes. Well, I got. I'm gonna do a little bit of cutting. I'll probably post this to the Instagram. And then we can probably start kicking off these matchups on Monday. I don't see any reason why not.
Yeah, make sure there's a short of me talking about pedophiles and bed bugs, please.
I will.
No, I'm just
And
kidding.
blobfish.
If you do the super cut where it sounds like I've compared those three, that'd be great.
Perfect.
I'll share it with my
well,
company.
I'm trying to think of some prequels. I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Some good prequels or bad prequels?
Oh, hi.
Another special guest. What's up?
Yeah. And if you guys come up with anything that's just like over the next 24 hours, if it's like a golden idea that we didn't get down, I'm not attached to really any of these. Like, I would have no problem taking off like hangnails. Like, I don't even really like that one anyway.
I just thought of one. Kids' temper tantrums.
Who's? Oh, kids' temper tantrums. Yeah.
In general, kids screaming on an airplane, on a bus, just in public.
I thought you said Dave's temper tantrums for a second.
Oh yeah, Dave too. He's just always throwing them.
Yeah.
Dave's number one would be restless leg syndrome when he had that really bad for like all 4 years of college. Just legs just tapping along.
Ooh, hangovers. There's a lot of good. Ooh.
I'm sold on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and take off hangnails.
Oh, there you go.
Hangnails for hangovers.
Hangnails.
We're getting
for
we're getting the thoughts flowing now.
That's for hangnails.
Restless leg syndrome versus lettuce.
And Chris and I, before we started, actually talked about like, do we want to like collaborate and not do like a draft for a bit to make sure we get some good things? And we're like, we'll just wing it and see what happens. So, I mean, there can be any refining that people want to do. I'm going to briefly turn on a fan under my desk. So
Chris Benoit.
Loud. Oh, yeah. He didn't get on. Yeah. Chris, you were thinking of putting him on there against Death, but we went live. Or no, wait, what did we do against Death?
I'm looking. I'm going to run, guys. Good stuff.
Make any changes you want, except for lettuce. Yeah. That has to be on there for me. It has to be.
For sure. We'll leave lettuce. And then it's in the drive. So Matt, if you want to make any edits, or Craig, if you come up with anything, feel free to shoot over text. And yeah, see you guys.